Well, welcome everybody to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. What top have I got on today? I have no idea what it is. What does it look like? I haven't got a blooming clue. But the colour certainly fits to today's topic. You know that sigh? I don't know if you've ever noticed it. As a healer, we notice it on our clients when they're in full healing mode. So after maybe 20 minutes, 30, 40 minutes, all of a sudden there's a very deep sigh. And it's so encouraging for healers who understand body language in that sense. And a sigh is basically a spiritual version of your body venting, clearing out trapped poison in your body, which is negative energy. And it's a beautiful thing. It took a while for me to understand that sign. At first I thought it was impatience, and I was struggling with my clients thinking, oh, well, why are they even coming if they're impatient? But you soon realise in a few years that it wasn't impatience. It's actually, and even if you think they're impatient, they look impatient, their body speaks differently. So we see what the body does. So it's venting as you're giving a healing session. There are many different forms of venting. There's coughing, there's burping, there's hiccups, and there's being sick. That's physically sick as well, but that can be coupled with the negative energy. So many people have been sick in this room because they need to get it out, because it's attached to the physical is sometimes attached to the spiritual. So anyway, why am I making this video today? Because it's all about letting go. And if we don't let go, we live in the very energy that we don't let go. Makes sense, right? So you're living in a cesspool. So basically you're in a fish bowl swimming in poison all day long. And sometimes you don't even realize it because you get so used to that poison. Fascinating when you think about it. So yeah, sorry about the noise. There's nothing I can do. I've let go of that. Sorry about my music. If it's too loud, I've let go of that too. I can only do my best, and I can't please everybody, and I'm not here to please everybody, but I am here to share as many messages of love and healing as possible. So moving on, Mr. Bajerski. Letting go is coupled with a very important energy, which I believe is attached to so many other labels. A frustration is attached to, that very energy that we talk about. Guilt, sadness, pain, shock energy. There's so many. You just keep going and going, but all of those energies are very similar, that accumulate inside and turn into a kind of brown pus, and then starts to become so toxic that cancer is loves that. So, if you want to create cancer, then hold on to all the suffering, pain, and the trauma that you have. Then it's so easy. Once you have a spiritual toxic body, plus a toxic body with non-foods and poisons that you eat, then it's wow, fantastic. Here we go. Let's just create dis-ease. One thing that really struck me personally in my life, that changed my whole body, my mind, my thoughts, you might call it mental health, I just call it bad thoughts and reactions. And what was that? It was, the word I would use is forgiveness. And it's thrown around like in the spiritual community, like, oh, you've got to forgive, but I've got to say, guys, it's one thing saying it, it's another thing actually truly meaning it from the bottom of your heart, from the core of your being, to forgive. And you can't just say, I forgive you, or I'll shake your hand, let's be friends, let's just forgive and forget. No, it doesn't really work like that. It might feel like that, superficial at the very beginning, but you haven't really released it. You haven't let it go. And letting go is part of today's conversation. And that's why I said release, letting go, deep sigh, clearing it out. This is only the after effect of actually the healing process. One of the most beautiful places to heal your body is your stomach. And a lot of the tension and trauma is in your stomach. And if you heal your stomach, you'll heal your back. And a lot of it's in your back and your liver and kidneys. That's where it kind of sits. So by self-healing, by placing either the left or right hand facing upwards, your palm facing up, which is you're basically asking to receive, and your other hand on your stomach, and just take breath through your nose and out through your mouth, and do that for 15 minutes twice a day. You'll soon find that you will clear away what needs to be cleared. But to couple that and make it even stronger, use the word forgive and those that have caused harm, or forgive yourself for what harm or suffering you may have caused to others. So the best way to do this, and the most, for me, the most important way is to understand. So what do you mean? Well, who caused you pain? John. What did John do? John was really nasty to me. Okay, so let's look at John. Okay, what was John going through at that time? What's John going through now? What is John happy? No. Is John abused? Is he nasty because of certain reasons that he went through as a child? And could it be that John is that way because of his upbringing and because of what he's been through and what he's going through, and because John really can't heal himself? He just doesn't know how to. He has no clue to be anything else other than he is. So I forgive him because that's who he is. I don't forgive his actions. That's not what I'm saying here. But I forgive him because he knows not what he does. That's who he is. He has no tools to heal. But thank God I have. Thank God I'm at this process now that I'm learning and understanding that I have to heal. And the only way I can heal is by forgiving others. So then I'm not thinking about them at any given moment. So I can never reach enlightenment because John keeps me there. So the happiest moment, I think about John and what he did to me, or my dad, or my mum, or my sister, or my brother, or whoever it is, can't move any further forward. So you can never reach what's called enlightenment or inner peace. So it's so important to look at that person and just think to yourself, look, he is who he is, or she is who she is. She can't ever change. I'm laughing because thank God I can. And I'm a measuring stick to them now, and like, thank God I've grown from that. And poor them. I feel so sorry for them and I send them love. And that is just 1% of how to start this journey of helping yourself to heal, to let go, to forgive, and to just move on in a beautiful life, because you are beautiful. And what you've been through, if you look at it this way, whatever you've been through has made you who you are, and you're a stronger version of yourself to be right here listening to this saying, yeah, I think I agree with what he's saying, and I think I have forgiven them and they don't bother me anymore. And like, well done you, well done, congratulations. Or, yeah, I'm not there yet. What he did to me, he raped me, he abused me and all that, and like, yeah, well, it's awful and I'm sorry. A lot of us have been through the same thing, but you can look at me and I don't hate my abusers. I know who they are. I know what they did. I know some of them are not the same as me. I speak about that in my other videos. They're nothing like me. They feed off hurting people. But I will not hate. I will not hate. I just know who they are. And I let go and move on and forgive myself for all the pain and suffering that I've been through. It's okay. No problem. I'm stronger. I'm a stronger version. And look what I've been through, and I'm still here. I'm still happy. I still have joyful moments. Yeah, I get sad sometimes. Of course I do. Who doesn't? But I'm getting better every day, and I'm getting happier every day. And I don't think about those times when I was abused as a child. I don't think about the abuse of my teachers, which might only seem silly to you, but it affected me. It affected me terribly. Don't think about that anymore. In fact, I've got friends who are teachers. One time I would never speak to a teacher because I related to all teachers. Just like if you get punched in the face 5 times by a Chinese man, eventually you don't want to speak to any Chinese men. Yeah, you realise it isn't the Chinese man. It isn't the teacher. It isn't teachers. It isn't Chinese. You know what I mean? It's like it just is what it is. And I move forward. I remember a young lad hitting me over the head with a hammer. No problem. I learned from it. I understand who he is. I understand who I am, and I'm stronger. And all of these things, day by day, when you start to look at them and face them with strength and with ways of understanding them. Like, yes, there are monsters in this world. No problem. I can't do anything about that, but I'll make sure I won't be anywhere near monsters anymore. And what they did, yeah, that fully shows me that they're a monster and they're nothing like me. So that's a good thing. Okay, thank God I'm not like that. So you find ways of understanding these things. Certain things that really helped me were crystals, and one of those crystals I'd like to share with you today, of course, because it's important. When I look at a crystal collection, I think, what is it that was within that crystal that really made a difference to me and my clients? So I'm wearing one around my neck, and that's why I've got blue on today. You might not see it, but it's there. And that little beautiful blue thing there is what's called cavensite flower. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a flower growing on motherstone. So that's been dug just like that in the cave of Pune, India. And they've taken it out and have mounted it beautifully. And there's that beautiful cavensite. So I've got a nice little small collection here that's going on the website shortly. Whether you go to your local crystal store and buy one there, or just have a look at the crystals on my website here. Here's a few of them. I'll just show you them. I particularly love the, I don't know why, I've always had a fondness of spheres. So healers love the spheres because you can hold it in one hand and heal in the other, or you can hold this way and heal this way, which is fantastic. Here's another beautiful piece. Again, healers like the big pieces, and a lot of people like big chunks. So I have to say I love big chunks. Look at the size of that beauty. With all the cavensites on there, the flowers, absolutely gorgeous. And then here's a nice, lovely piece that you can work with, put it next to your bed. Beautiful. So what is cavensite? Cavensite is a crystal of forgiveness. It works hand in hand with your daily routine and what you're doing, but it just brings in that forgiveness energy. So through the day, you can see how calming it is and loving. The blue is a representation of the sea to flow with the waves and to flow with the river, and the blue is a representation of the sky, and what flies in the sky are birds. Then they just fly, and there is no restrictions. They just move wherever they go, and we call it the flow. And there is something very, very important about the flow. As soon as you stop the flow, you start to go in your mind. If you go with the flow and trust the flow, you will find that you will forgive everything, you'll let go of everything, and you'll just move forward in such a loving way. And it really does make a difference. So I'll just show you a few of these pieces. Look at them. You've probably spotted one already and think, oh, that's the one I want. I'll try and get them all on the website as soon as I can. I don't think I've got that many on the website now, so it's lovely to have a refreshing bunch of new cavensites. A beautiful collection. Really, really is a beautiful collection. Just put them back down. So I noticed that on many of my clients when I started working on them, the breath, you know, what I said at the beginning, the exhaling, and I found that when you place this beautiful crystal either on the heart, on the throat, the third eye, and the crown, you find there's a lot of release from the head. You bring it down, lower down to your stomach. You want to release that. It works tremendously, and you can see the stomach. You see your client's stomach growing much bigger when you place cavensite on them, and that is because you're taking a breath in, and the breath of life is so important to healing. When your clients are breathing properly, especially when they're asleep and they're snoring, that's when you really can do some amazing work. So I often used to say to the practitioners that came here, whenever you hear snoring, just be thankful, because now you are in a perfect place. You've managed to get your client in that trust energy. They trust you so they can fall asleep, and now you can work your magic. And it's true, it really does work. Cavensite worked so well on so many of my clients. I look back now, just thinking back on so many clients that loved cavensite and made a difference in their life. They wore it for years and they never took it off. It is a very special crystal, harder to get every day because there's only, I believe, 2 mines. and they're very, very restricted now. You can't just go and buy. So there's only so much. I think they found another vein not so long ago. Yeah, you probably know better than me if you're into crystals and the mines. But yeah, beautiful Puna Kamansite is without a doubt, I would say, yeah, my third. I think I made a video a long time ago about 3 of the top crystals in the world, and I think Kamansite was either third or I think it was third or second, third. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but it's in my top 3 crystals because it really helped me at the beginning of my journey to let go. And I remember the day, and I always remember wearing this for might have been 6 months of my journey. And I remember the day, Elvis said he was up at the gym where China was training, and he said, "Hit this bag." And I punched the bag. He said, "No, hit it properly." And I punched it again. He said, "Stop, stop, stop. You're not punching properly. You need to punch with vigor and just think of somebody you hate. Right? You ready?" And I'm like, he said, "Come on then." And I'm like, "Hit the bag." And I said, "But I don't hate anybody." And he says, "Oh God, can't teach you anything." I'm like, "No, I don't live in hate. It's just too heavy a burden. And I don't want anybody to stay inside me to create hate that then I can't live my life in joy." So I wouldn't allow any of my family or my ex-friends or people that I've never met before to live inside me with hate. Just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't treat my body in that way. I have more respect for it now. And I've learned to let go of things, and I've learned to forgive. I forgive you, for you know not what you do. And they don't. And even if they do know what they do, well, I know who you are, and you're not like me. So I'm very thankful for who I am. So again, just a few little tips to help you along your journey to forgive and forgive yourself. I've done lots of silly things that I wish I had done. Nothing, OTT. I'm pretty boring, to be honest. And I'm very, very empathic. So I would never hurt anybody because I just couldn't live with myself. So I'm pretty thankful that I haven't hurt anybody. I think I've mentioned it once before when I was at school. I jumped on one lad's back and started riding him like a horse. I was only joking, but I could feel that he felt I was bullying him, and then I felt sick. And even to this day, I still think about it. But yeah, I forgive. I let go. It's okay. You didn't mean it. It was just one of those things, and you've learned from it, and you've grown from it, and you've had a taste of knowing what it's like yourself to have bullied somebody just in that space of a moment of that, and you know what it feels like. So now you can move on. So sometimes we do go through things, and sometimes we can be the maker of a problem to somebody, and we can be somebody's test and challenge, But at that test and challenge, we must be able to say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did. Please forgive me." And if they forgive you and you can forgive each other, then the test is completed, and you can move forward and with joy and more strength and understanding and wisdom through what you've been through. So yeah, I share this video with you, share one crystal that I would say is probably the crystal I would always go for. And there's been people sending me messages after messages after messages. So it's nice to be able to make a video to talk about what crystal I would choose to help move forward from abuse, from being tortured, from being mocked, ridiculed, for you being nasty to somebody or hurting somebody or doing something that you wish you hadn't done. This really is the crystal that will help. It really does help. And if you want to use it correctly, just attune to whether you should go lower down or higher up, depending on that day. Just on a side note, it's helped many people who haven't been able to speak their truth or sing because of fear. So it clears fear as well. It clears a lot of things, not just the crystal of forgiveness. The reason why I call it crystal of forgiveness, because it gives you the strength to see through all of the fear and the worries and the what ifs and what I did and what I shouldn't have done and all that. It clears that away when you wear it to be able to move forward, to forgive and to forgive yourself. So there you go, that's it really. I'm wishing you all a lovely day. I'll stick these on markbajerski.com and just link below to this beautiful, beautiful crystal, Kavansite. soon to be very rare. So enjoy it. It's not often I get it. So there's about 25 pieces there, so good luck. And if not, please, once again, from my heart to yours, go to your local crystal store and support them and buy a nice piece of Kabbalisite, and yeah, it might just surprise you. And it doesn't have to always have to have all the blue, the Kabbalisite itself. The mother stone is equally powerful. All right, that's it, me done. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much for going to markbajerski.com and buying your authentic crystals, incense and oils. I've worked with them for 2 decades and I hope they make a difference in your life. Take care, and I'm going to get to work. Bye for now.